Folks, just a quick message before we move on to this week's SmackDown rundown. The wrestling world was saddened today to find out about the passing of Brian Knighton, who's better known to most wrestling fans as Axl Rotten, one of the ECW originals, part of the tag team The Bad Breed with his kayfabe brother Ian Rotten, was found dead in a hotel room not too far from where he was living. I know you're not super familiar with Axl Rotten's body of work.
No, I know a little bit. You know, I've watched old ECW matches. I've watched the rise and fall of ECW. You know, I've seen a few things. I posted today, or well, when you see this, it'll be yesterday. But the Throwback Thursday, him being the one that brought the Taipei Deathmatch to the States, bringing it into ECW. So yeah, I'm not well versed, but I know of him.
Yeah, we know he's been in fairly poor health as of late. He was wheelchair bound for quite a while.
Yeah,
he was living in a rehabilitation center.
Yeah, if you frequent our videos, just a couple months ago, we actually plugged his GoFundMe to help for, you know...
Yeah, it was the same time that we were talking about somebody else had one.
It was Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, Jerry Lynn's was about at completion when Axl Rotten was starting his.
Yeah. He had a spinal issue that ended his wrestling career. He was relearning how to walk, and was just dealing with some horrible health issues because he was always labeled as the deathmatch guy.
Yeah, definitely a guy who upped the game as far as what extreme matches or ultra-violent matches. A lot of... You could say he's one of the big inspirations, I would say, behind like a lot of the matches that CZW would have in the following years.
Oh, yeah.
After ECW had gone by the wayside, CZW would open up years later and really embody a lot of the things that were like in like the Taipei Deathmatch, which was, it wasn't technically sound by any means. It was a blood and guts match violence. For the sake of being violent. And just also post being in Bad Breed, Axl teamed with Balls Mahoney. They were the hardcore chair swinging freaks. He was a straight shooter. He was definitely one of the guys who wasn't afraid to express his opinion on things.
No, not at all.
Despite the fact that he got the reputation for being the hardcore match guy, the guy to go to for, adding the extra ooh and ah violentness and stuff, he was also a fairly good wrestler.
Yeah.
He did a match. Him and Balls were on the TNA Hardcore Justice when they did their own version of the One Night Stand, basically. Mm-hmm. And if you watch him in that match, them against the Dudleys, he's doing arm drags and hip tosses and stuff.
Yeah.
It's, stuff that is definitely not what you associate with Axl Rotten.
No. And when he was on Talk is Jericho, Jericho was trying to help him plug his GoFundMe. He always said that it bothered him that he was always labeled the deathmatch guy because he did appreciate the technical style of wrestling. He did know how to put together a fundamental match. It was just because of his look and pretty much the Taipei Deathmatch itself, he was always labeled as the blood and guts, I'll do anything type of guy, as opposed to the straight wrestler.
It's just one of those things, I think, that ends up plaguing a lot of people, is that, when you get famous for one thing, that's what everyone associates with you forever, and that's how your career ends up going down.
Exactly.
That being said, condolences to his friends and family, and It's crazy to me to think another guy who I looked up to, who I'd watched for years, is gone again, because we so recently had Piper and Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, this is the first big wrestling death.
And Iron Mike Sharp.
Yeah, this is the first big wrestling death of 2016, I think. So yeah, it's never easy to hear the passing of a wrestler. I saw Shane Helms posted it on his Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, it sucks, but we don't have a cause of death, but hopefully it was peaceful in some way or fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wrestling Rundown. This is the Smackdown Rundown, and today's Smackdown Rundown is sponsored by Bootios. They make sure you're not booty.
Also, they're the only known cure for hepatitis O'Neal.
They're also really good for clearing up any of those ARI infections too.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah, it's the things that unicorns do for this world.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about SmackDown. Obviously, we're gonna go over the matches real quick.
What matches happened?
We had Roman Reigns defeat Rusev by disqualification.
Oh, boo.
We had Kalisto defeat Kevin Owens with a little help from Dolph Ziggler. We had Goldberg made Ryback defeat Eric Rowan. We had AJ Styles defeat The Miz. We had the New Day defeat the Social Outcasts in 6-man tag action. We had Charlotte defeat Alicia Fox. And then in the main event, we had the Shold defeat the League of Nations. So, we'll talk about some mid-card stuff. We had a great match between Kalisto and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, probably my favorite match. No, second favorite.
Yeah, we'll get to your real favorite in a second here. No, just great work between the two of them. Owens, the fact that he's a big guy that moves fast, he sells Kalisto's moves really well.
Yeah.
And complements him really well.
Well, one of the things too is a lot of the spots they did, I remember I've seen him do in matches with Neville on the Indies.
Right.
So he's
probably against El Generico too.
Maybe some. But a lot of the stuff like the Spike Hurricane Rana that he does, stuff like that I've seen him do with Neville back when they were Kevin, Steen, and Pac on the Indies. So it's stuff that I've seen before, and it's good to see. These are things that he knows he excels at. So
exactly. And we did have Dolph Ziggler at commentary, who ended up getting involved towards the end because Kevin Owens goes on this just real vicious streak against Kalisto, tears apart the commentator's table, and looks like he's about to powerbomb Kalisto through the table. Instead, he powerbombs him onto Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, he used the setup to bait Ziggler to get up and try and protect Kalisto.
Yeah, it was a perfect setup. He then super kicks Dolph Ziggler, who almost ends up in the front row. He throws Kalisto back in, and he's about to set up and hit the pop-up powerbomb, but Dolph Ziggler distracts him.
Yeah, he wobbles his way to the ring.
Yeah, he's like...
He looked like a rabid zombie.
He did. And this allows Kalisto to roll up Kevin Owens and pick up the win. Kevin Owens starts to attack Kalisto, but Dolph runs him off. So we're looking at potentially some more competitors for the U.S. Championship, some more build in the Owens-Ziggler feud. But all around a great match. Better than the actual opener to SmackDown. But then Kevin Hawk's favorite match on the card was the 6-man tag team match. The New Day taking on the Social Outcasts, Adam Rose, Heath Slater, and Curtis Axel.
The promo before this was great.
Yes.
And then the match itself, I think definitely exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, the work between Xavier Woods and Adam Rose, the catching out of the somersault lariat into the spine buster, and then the end of the match work between Kofi and Curtis Axel was fantastic.
It's good to see, because we all know that Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, and Adam Rose are all good wrestlers.
Yes, we know that.
And it's good to see them actually get to show off the fact that they're good wrestlers, and the fact that, surprisingly to me, that they had really good chemistry with the New Day.
Right.
Like, two teams, I'm guessing maybe they house show against each other or something.
Probably.
I don't know, but it's kind of neat to see the fact that like these two teams who you never see go against each other before, first time on TV, end up really meshing well together.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like Rose and Woods and Big E all came up through NXT, so I'm sure they've faced each other a few times. The other three, have been main roster guys for a while, so I'm sure there's been plenty of house show work. But yeah, to see the two teams actually come together and put on a fantastic match was really fun to see.
Yeah, even though it wasn't very long, it was very entertaining.
Yeah. Hoping for a rematch sometime soon. The New Day picking up the win. Curtis Axel tried to go for a feet up on the ropes roll-up pin on Kofi. He got shoved off by Woods, who got clotheslined from behind by Slater, who got clotheslined from behind by Big E, and then Kofi, using the distraction, ended up rolling up Curtis Axel and put his feet up on the ropes, and the New Day pick up the win.
Turnabout's fair play.
Yeah. A very good combination of things that happened. All right.
It's funny because it's two teams who are heel that are both over with the crowd, though.
Yes. All right. And, okay, so some quick diva stuff. We had a great backstage segment with Becky and Sasha.
This particular SmackDown had a lot of funny stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it was a lot of great comedic timing.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way, we found out that Becky and Sasha, agreed to help each other in the most catty way they possibly could. Complaining about what went down on Raw with Naomi and Tamina. Yeah, again,
this is slightly disappointing for me. Because it just means that the fact that Sasha came out to specifically make the statement towards Charlotte's belt at the Rumble has been put on the back burner.
Well, no, because that was still included because then...
I know. But the idea is now that rather than pursuing that forward, they've pushed them into a new story where they're going against Tamina and Naomi now. True. As opposed to, they could have just done, she's breaking up with them, they attacked her once and then one and done.
Yeah.
But they specifically brought up, now we have to work together because they're coming after us.
True.
And we know that, things are starting to continue with Brie and Charlotte because Charlotte went against Brie's partner, Alicia Fox.
Yeah, and had a decent match and actually won clean. There was no cheating from either Ric Flair or Brie Bella in this match, and a funny freak out by Alicia Fox at the end too.
It just kind of bums me out, and I know the main reason I think that it's happening is because Brie's probably going to get a title shot. That'd be my guess at Fastlane. Strictly because of all the attention that Nikki Bella's getting over the surgery.
Yeah, probably.
It's a sympathy thing. It's a way to keep the Bella name prominent, even though I feel like WWE doesn't give a shit about Brie Bella.
Yeah. The fact that she's part of the Bella brand, she's gonna be getting that spot. So.
And rather than go with what I think would obviously be the more popular choice with the wrestling fans, because we know how over Sasha seems to be everywhere they go.
Yeah. And then one more match before we get to the big overarching storyline was AJ Styles versus The Miz. This is stemming from what happened on Miz TV on
Back
Raw.
fist.
Yeah. Here's this picture of Miz's face. You can see the teeth are not quite as pretty as they used to be because AJ karate chopped The Miz in the face.
Yep.
Ow. They had some great spots though. I did like the chemistry between AJ Styles and The Miz.
Yeah.
And AJ pulling out another move to finish a match with, which was great. He ended up using the calf cutter, calf crusher, whatever you want to call it, making The Miz tap out. And then we had the...
I realized, because I forgot he did that move.
Oh, really?
I forgot, because, he started doing that in TNA.
Towards the end.
After I stopped watching.
Right.
I only remember, I learned that he did the move because somebody told me about it.
Yeah. And then you've seen it a couple times in Ring of Honor and New Japan.
But so I forgot he did that move, and I realized that's probably how he's going to be counterbalancing the fact that he's not going to be able to hit the Styles Clash on so many people. He's going to be able to do the calf cutter on anybody.
Yeah, which is great because they're not completely erasing the Styles Clash because he did go for it. They did say, okay, well now he's got the Styles Clash and he's got the calf crusher. He's just adding to his repertoire, which is great for AJ Styles.
Let's just wait until he uses the spiral tap.
That'll be fantastic. But then we get the altercation at the end. We had Jericho out of the commentary. Jericho gets in, puts out the challenge, saying, you're good. You've proven that you're good. You wouldn't have been good. You wouldn't be good if you didn't win 3 matches in a row. If you weren't good, you wouldn't beat me. But are you great? So how about a week from today, next week on SmackDown, we have a rematch, AJ versus Y2J 2, and we'll see if you're good enough to beat me twice.
Yep, my prediction, Jericho takes it.
I agree.
Rematch at Fastlane to make it 2 out of 3.
What if we get a 2 out of 3 falls match?
Whoa, that would be like best 3 out of 5.
Yeah, best of 5 series and 3 matches.
Yeah, let's do it. That's fine.
I'm cool with that. So yeah, we actually get to see that live because we're going to SmackDown next week.
Yeah, it's in our hometown of Portland, Oregon.
Wow, you couldn't have said that more like a tourist than. You couldn't have tried harder.
Nope, I tried really hard, dude.
All right, so now the overarching storyline, the build in the tension between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. We open up with Roman Reigns versus Rusev. This match is less than 5 minutes before we have Del Rio and Barrett grabbing at Roman Reigns, trying to pull him out of the ring and beat him up. Dean Ambrose comes out to try to make the save.
And Dean is super clumsy.
Yes, he goes for an elbow drop off of the apron.
Completely by accident.
And
he didn't even mean to do that. He was
Barrett and Del Rio are holding Roman. And so as soon as he jumps, they split. And so he does the elbow drop right onto Roman, causing issues. He ends up getting kicked in the face. And then he gets put in the accolade. And Roman Reigns runs the League of Nations off of the chair. But we're starting
little bitches.
But we're starting to get that tension, and both of them had comments about it throughout the night.
I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
If I'm League of Nations, Barrett, Rusev, and Del Rio.
Right.
None of them are small guys.
No.
By any means.
No, not at all.
I think the 3 of them could take Roman Reigns with a chair.
That's true.
Roman can only hit 1 at a time.
That's true.
Unless they're all standing really close together.
And if they were going to be even smarter about it, they'd each go get their own chair.
Yeah.
Because there's extras out there.
Yeah.
So 3 chairs versus 1 chair.
I'm just saying, if somebody like Wade Barrett would actually do something.
He's hurt, goddammit! Leave the guy alone!
How long is he going to be hurt?
I don't know, he had nerve damage in his neck. How long does nerve damage take to heal?
Apparently forever.
Shut up. No, we had both of them address the issue in the back. We had Dean Ambrose saying, you know what, I wasn't on my game tonight. I messed up. But later on tonight in our tag team match, this match got turned into the main event. Me and Roman are going to be punching other people. Sure, at Fastlane we're going to punch each other, but Roman Reigns is going to know when I'm purposely hitting him. He'll know when it's not an accident.
And then Roman Reigns basically said almost the same thing.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, was we're friends, and we didn't mean that to happen, but we are going to throw the friendship out the books come Fastlane because, the shot at the championship at WrestleMania is on the line.
Exactly.
And even if Brock Lesnar's in the ring, there's too much at stake. And, they're going to be friends afterwards, maybe.
Yeah. So we get into the tag team match, which is a little longer than the first one. It was about twice as long as the first match. And it all, it starts breaking down. We get, a lot of action on the outside. We get a lot of interference from from Wade Barrett getting in people's faces. And then Del Rio actually takes Roman out to the outside over by the commentary table and starts punching him. And Dean goes for his suicide dive like he always does. But Del Rio moves in time to where he lands, and Roman Reigns almost like catches him.
Yeah.
And kind of like shoves him over to the side and goes, "Dude, what the hell?" And Ambrose's like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. But then Roman Reigns, still showing the sign of unity between the two of them, catches Rusev coming up behind Dean Ambrose, hits him with a Superman punch. He ends up taking Rusev back in the ring, hitting a spear and picking up the win. For some reason, Del Rio and Barrett were terrified of Dean Ambrose because, like, they just start walking away. They don't even, like, attempt to get back in the ring to help Rusev. They're just like, nope, we're done.
Yeah. And I think when Dean went for the dive thing, I think Rusev was, like, standing by Roman Reigns and walked towards, like, the far side of the ring, which means that, like, he went all the way around the ring to try and sneak up on Dean.
He took the scenic route.
Yeah,
to sneak up behind Dean Ambrose.
Which would definitely be very obvious to, like, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, who were standing there. They would have been able to, like, you would have seen Rusev jogging across the ring, like, out of your periphery.
It would have been great if, like, their conversation out of the catching of the dive, just like, dude, what the hell's Rusev doing? He's
just... that's what it was. Dean, what was that? I don't know. Fuck's Rusev doing? He's getting up behind you. Punch him, please.
Okay. Wham! So, yeah, we got some good build and some storylines on this SmackDown.
I feel like they're trying too hard.
It does. Certain things seem a little forced.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel like a super organic.
Like
story.
The Roman Reigns Dean Ambrose thing, especially.
Yeah.
And I was almost expecting one of them to punch the other. Like.
We still got like one other week.
We're a week and a half away from Fastlane, so we got 2 more Raws and 2 more Smackdowns before Fastlane. So we'll see what happens. That's it for SmackDown. Quick and easy, just like that.
Quick and easy, just like Mojo Rawley's mom.
Gross. Think you can clear that up with some bootios too?
Who knows? I wish I could clear up Mojo Rawley with bootios.
Well, that'll be our next test. Thanks for watching.
There's some stains you cannot rub out of life.
Be sure to subscribe, and comment.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
LCS.
That sounds like a disease.
That sounds like a cleaning agent to me.
LCS.
It's an LCS. Like, comment, and subscribe. There's a lot of links at the bottom.
There is. There's
you
lots
should
of links.
click on them with the mouse or your little pad if you're on one of those laptops.
What links are down there?
Facebook.
Yeah.
Reddit.
Yep.
Instagram.
Yep.
Twitter.
Yep.
Couple Twitters.
Yeah.
2
3
emails.
To be exactly.
There's
2 of those.
And there's a podcast. at SoundCloud.com/Wrestling Rundown.
Wrestling Rundown. No the.
Yeah, no the.
Just Wrestling Rundown.
We don't even fucking care about the.
Well, we do on Facebook. Facebook is /the Wrestling Rundown.
Well, sometimes it has to be there.
There's less things you got to type in when you're trying to find the podcast. And for those of you listening to the podcast, click to that YouTube link and check us out. Like the videos, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the pictures. I'm sure most of you like the picture of the Miz. Here's the Miz again with broken teeth, thanks to AJ Styles. And those of you listening to the podcast, you don't get that. You gotta watch the videos for that.
And here's the Miz again, getting hurt in some other fashion.
Oh, well, you know.
It's just fun to see pictures of the Miz getting hurt.
Yeah. And last but not least, check out that playlist.
Oh!
Because we got 2 other videos up there right now. We got the Raw review. We have the midweek wrap-up with episode 2 of Lucha Underground. You have a quizzical look on your face.
Oh, I was just wondering why I wouldn't have Hacksaw when you introduced the playlist.
And coming up next, there will be an indie news with results from National Pro Wrestling Day. That was my impression of The Rock. Also, some advancements in the Top Prospect Tournament from Ring of Honor. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Booty O's. Fuck Alex Riley.
We're gonna make a jingle now?